Hiya and welcome back to Undefeated. The game that teaches us that our dear boy should he needs to go to bed. Just go to bed. Just go to bed. Alex, Xander, just go to bed. Go to bed. You'll feel better in the morning. Just go lay down, go to bed. And don't die. Anyways, let's just hop right in. I am holding a remote. He should go to Murmur immediately. Yes. I roll onto one side. My mattress feels a lot less comfortable these days. The sheets are draped over my top half. I get really uncomfortable when my feet are too hot, which happens pretty frequently in this room. They shut off the air conditioning at night sometimes. I can't really tell why or how often, but I'll sometimes wake up in a pool of sweat. Redline seems to have figured out, though, with his box fan blowing cold or stale air onto his body. He says the sound of the fan helps him sleep. It's not too intrusive and it helps keep the air moving, so I can't really complain. Memer. Memer. Whee! Memer. Whee! God, his position looks uncomfortable. His limbs are all contorted in wild positions. To each their own, I guess. Hey! Don't knock it till you try it. In my own personal experience, some of the best sleeping positions, and I haven't woken up like this, but I have fallen asleep like this, where it looks like I was in a car crash. It looks like I was thrown out of a window and landed horrifically. Some of those positions are fucking comfortable. I click my phone to life. Breakfast doesn't start for another half hour. I sigh. Might as well get out of bed. See, that's why I'm actually not allowed to sleep perpendicular to the mattress. I got yelled at for doing that, because it obliterated my back. Waking up early has never been hard for me. DR are light sleepers by nature, so everyone in my family would always wake up around sunrise. It helped for training too once I started getting serious about it. After I moved out though, waking up wasn't just natural, it was necessary. How do I explain this? I don't sleep standing up. But I get how you... How do I explain this? You know what? Let me try and visualize this. I'm going to try to visualize this. I'm going to turn on the video capture, the webcam, new hairstyle, and I'm going to explain this to the best of my ability. Where is it? Notebook. And... Okay. I'm going to visualize this the best that I can. Okay, so we have an XY grid. We are ignoring the Z axis. See right there? Actually, you can't see because it's fucking dark. Turn on the lights, and now you can see. See right here, we got our XY axis, and we have the bed. Now, the Z-axis is flat. The Z-axis is flat. We have a goddamn person like this. Like this. The bed, like, the head is here, and the feet are here, and I'm sleeping like this. I am not allowed to sleep like that. I will die. I will actually probably die. Fuck, I'm dying. Damn it. Okay. Actually, back to the story. Hang on, let me scoot my chair in. It helped for training too once I started getting serious about it. After I moved out though, waking up wasn't just natural, it was necessary. Sleeping on the 13th dimension, no. Those store shelves didn't stock themselves. Especially for how early my work opened. Even if it meant unloading hundreds of pounds of shit off a truck at hours unseen by God. Ah, well, all of that is behind me now. Maybe not the early mornings, but that's fine. I like waking up before everyone else. I get to have my alone time, and the silence treats me well. Well, silence. Ignoring Redline's fan. I slip a tank top on, and with my phone slid down my lounge pants pocket, I step out of the room. It is 15 degrees for me. It's hard to believe I've almost been here for a month already. 1 month since that elevator ride. 1 month since leaving it all behind. 1 month since Bruce. And now I get to do it again in a few days. My stomach hurts again. Maybe I should go somewhere to relax before breakfast opens up. It's been a while since I hit the immersion chamber. Maybe the beach will calm me down. The hall is as quiet as ever. I haven't been back here since Redline was showing me around. I pull up the door. Locked. Redline must have used a passcode on the panel next to the door. Need a hand? Bucky's voice echoes from down the hall behind me. I was hoping to get some alone time, but if I had to be interrupted, I'm glad it's him. Yeah, door's stuck. Bucky nods, tapping in something on the keypad. Yep, this place is pretty high-tech. They don't want random people coming in without a password. Give her a go. Sure enough, the door opens. It's still nighttime in here, but it'll probably be at sunrise soon. I know, it does. The ocean is still, no waves crashing against the shore. The silence is almost eerie. You're up early? Yeah, I couldn't sleep. I hear ya. Bucky leans on the railing overlooking the ocean. Nervous? About the fight? He stays quiet like he's waiting for an answer. I move up next to him. How am I not supposed to be? He huffs out a short laugh. I still don't know how you got involved in that contract. It's got something to do with their system or whatever. I need to talk to the commissioner to get it fixed. What? You don't think you can take Bruce? I don't really know how to answer that without sounding like an ass. How's that even a question? Not really? Could you? Oh, yeah. He didn't even take time to think about that. Really? He'd be lucky to have any pieces left to put himself back together again. He's bigger than you, he's undefeated in his weight class. And? What does that matter? I did install the new update. Do you think I'm going to get anywhere worrying about all that? He turns his head to face me. I don't give a shit that he's huge. That just means he's slower than me. I know how to handle myself. Leave that to instinct and let the rest of my focus go on tearing him to pieces. His finger jabs at his forehead. The absolute worst thing you can do, the absolute worst, is to let them get in your head. The finger moves to point between my eyebrows. You're not gonna let them get in your head. You know exactly who you are, and you know exactly what you're going to do. And nothing can change that. And if the last few weeks of training have been any indication, you're probably going to leave him smeared across the cement. Alright? The finger on my head shifts to place his hand flat across my scalp. Staring up into his confident eyes, that genuine warm smile. It's hard to say no to that. He shakes my head gently. Alright? I chuckle and swipe at his hand. It drops to the railing. He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it, developers. Alright, you're probably right. Not probably. I am right. Full confidence, Xander. Whenever you doubt yourself, you gotta make yourself be confident. Even if it ain't real. Fake it till you make it, that sort of thing. What is with all these people saying fake it till you make it now? When I was younger, when I was a freshman in high school in band camp, this pisses me off, and I'm glad that it's the way that it is now. And it became that way when I was a sophomore. When I was a freshman in high school, I was not told fake it till you make it. I was told get good or get out. I was told that when I was a freshman. Then I became a sophomore, and all of a sudden it was fake it till you make it, and I was so pissed off. Make it till you fake it. Oh no. Or you have to fake confidence in medical school to make it. Well, it's probably a good thing I'm not in medical school, because I cannot fake confident. Actually, I can. I don't know. That sort of thing. And you keep that confidence until it becomes real, you understand? I don't. He continues. If you doubt yourself, you lose focus. You lose focus, you take a hit. It all snowballs until you end up eating the canvas. But if you stay on that track of positive thinking, it's gonna do wonders for your mental attitude. You start finding solutions you didn't see before. Won't automatically make you win, as you know, but it'll help get you closer. So, I'll ask you now. You're fighting Bruce. Are you gonna win? It takes a bit to respond. My stomach is still in knots. Yeah. Talk a bit, but we got there! I'll ask again right before the fight. That got a bit of a chuckle out of me. And what happens if I lose? What did I just say? No, I know, but what if a miracle happens and he gets lucky and I lose? Then you lose. Then you get back up. Then you try again next time. And you keep going until you break his big dumb snout in. Or die trying. He goes quiet at that, not like he's mad or confused, but like he doesn't know how to respond. Well, it won't come to that. Bruce is a brute, but he's not a killer. We're quiet for a moment. I break the silence. Do you genuinely think you could beat Bruce? Oh, absolutely. Not even with fake confidence. I'd drop his ass in a second. I eye his belly pressed firmly against the wall of the railing. Redline did say it had been a while since people have seen him fight. I wouldn't get out with a few scrapes, of course. But he's lucky he ain't fighting when I was around. I'm surprised you can take a punch from him. I feel like one punch would send me to the ground with a broken jaw. Bucky's eyes peered down at me, almost suspicious of my lack of confidence. That's why I'm not gonna let him hit me, obviously. There we go, and you're not wrong. Bruce is a bit of a powerhouse, eh? Yeah, I'm not normally scared of getting hit from people in my weight class, but that's not really an option for me right now. Really? Not even Red? Red, back in our first class when we went through initiation, Pup dropped you like a sack of potatoes. I haven't really thought about that. I don't think I actually apologized to Redline either. Bucky could probably see my mood drop. Did you want to talk about it? He's a strong little bugger for sure. Probably just wasn't expecting it, that's all. He tussles my hair, but his fingers get caught in my antler stubs. I flinch instinctively. Yeesh, these things grow fast, eh? Yes. He doesn't have to tell me twice. Gonna need a haircut before your fight and a bone cut? A trim. I've been dreading it for a while, but it has to be done. My fight's in a few days. I'll probably get it done before breakfast. Good thinking. We've got grappling to take. Can't have you jabbing out the ass of my boys. We're quiet for a little while, just listening to the water sway gently. So what brought you out here? He gives a contented sigh. I usually come out here for a run whenever I can't sleep. Something about the water just helps keep my mind at ease, you know? He pauses. Plus, running on sand gives you a better workout. Working on the treadmill is great and all, but it's good to get a change of scene, right? Keeps you sane. You could go crazy down here if you're not careful. Oh no. A trim? It's been a while, but I'm sure I can handle it. We've got to put you under some anesthesia. Did you eat breakfast? I sigh. Nope. Good. My stomach growls as he goes on to explain how the trim works. I'm sure it's all just standard procedure shit. I had to get my antlers trimmed every once in a while growing up, and even more often now that I'm fighting. It's not too big of a deal during the winter, but I need one at least once a month for most of the year. I could just let them grow out, but then I'd have to give up fighting. I don't know what to do with myself without that. Besides, I couldn't put on most of my shirts if I had antlers growing out every which way. I don't look good in a button-up. The doctor's been rambling for a bit, I know the drill. Anesthesia injected into the scalp, bone saw cuts as close as the doctor can get it to the skin. Some of the fancier places topside have machines that do it a lot more efficiently, but those are expensive. I know! The anesthesia alone costs more than most fur cuts. Thankfully, the league pays for it down here. Though I guess that's why you don't see deer in the league often. I agree to whatever the doctor is saying, and he lays me back into the chair. A few seconds later, I feel the prick of the needle in my head. I close my eyes as the numbing feeling spreads over my head and face. Oh no. Some time has passed. This feels fucking amazing. I don't know where they got this stuff, but it's so much better than where I usually get my trims. I groggily pull my eyes open, but the light of the room is too damn bright. Probably doesn't hurt to close them for a bit more. I barely got any sleep last night. I deserve to get some rest. And I've been training hard too, so I definitely deserve it. Even Bucky said so, I think, maybe. I don't remember what he said, actually. Was this morning a dream too? He did say we were grappling today, but I don't know if that was part of the dream or just me remembering. The schedule he gave us yesterday. Shit, wait, we have practice today. Shit, I need to get up, like, now. My eyes open and I sit up. It feels like my head weighs 100 pounds underwater. Yeah. Hey, Doc? No one responds. He must have just left me here to nap. I gotta go train. Blinking feels heavenly, like an extra bit of sleep is in between this weird headache pulsing through my skull. I stand up off the bed, staggering toward the door. It's a miracle I'm even able to make it there. Everything is so damn cloudy. I make it to the hallway. There's not another person in sight. Maybe they're all tending to other patients? Whatever, I have to get to class. I stumble into the main hall and look around. It's eerily quiet. My legs are shaky without the walls to hold on to, so I try to get to one. Ow. It's nice being on the floor, though. I can just close my eyes. What the fuck is wrong with you? Someone walks up beside me. I can't see him. It's kind of muffled, but I think I understood what he said. It's nice. You should try it. The floor, I mean. Wait, shit, I need to get up. I need to go to practice. No, you're not. Come on. Whoever he is, he's got a nice voice. And he's really strong. Strong enough to pick me up like he is now. I could just fall asleep draped over his shoulder. He carries me to an elevator somewhere. It's nice and dark in here. Do you think Bucky will be mad if I miss class? The fuck should I know? It seemed like a good question. I don't want him mad at me. He gets mad when people call him Buck, but Redline does it anyway. I get mad when people call me Alex, so I get it. But Redline doesn't call me Alex. He pauses. Okay. Sword of Christ. The elevator stops. I don't remember it starting, but it stopped. And now this big guy's carrying me down a hall. Which one is yours? My room? It's on the 2nd floor. I know. Which one is it? It's at the end. Okay. It's not just mine, though. I share with Redline. Okay. He's really nice to me, even if I'm mean to him sometimes. Okay. I don't think he should be nice to me. Okay. Because then I wouldn't feel so bad. Jeez, I gotta get some of what they gave you. You sound seriously fucked right now. I laugh. I'm good. I laugh. Probably a bit too loud. It hurts my head. It's Anastasia. Numbin. For my antlers. I prod at them. I can't feel my finger poke against them, but they don't hurt to touch like they usually do after a trim. So I can get them cut. But it's different this time. Alright, we're here. I think. I've been nearing unconsciousness for so long that my body nearly crumbles when he sets me down. I fumble with the thumb padlock for a second and finally get inside. Didn't I have practice to go to? I think I need to go to class. No, you're going to sleep. You can't even walk. Oh, okay. That's a good idea. I stagger into the room and trip, falling flat onto a bed. My legs curl up and I drag the blanket over my body. Good night. He pauses for a minute. Yeah. Door closes and so do my eyes. Even though the sun is shining brightly through the windows, I somehow manage to pass out. I wake up to the sound of buttons clicking. I don't know how long I've been out. I don't even think I remember falling asleep. And definitely not in my own bed. Oh shit, sorry. Did I wake you up? He whispers loudly enough for me to hear. I sit up in the bed. No, it's fine. You look too comfortable in my bed, so I didn't want to wake you. Your bed? I blink a few times and shake myself awake. I'm definitely in Redline's bed. Mine is on the opposite side of the room, covers neatly pulled over the mattress. Sorry. taps a few more buttons on his controller. His laptop is propped open with some video game displayed. Yeah, it's fine, dude. You looked out of it. And judging by how much you talk in your sleep, it sounds like you needed the rest. I glare at him from behind. I talk in my sleep? Oh yeah, sometimes. Usually a bunch of nonsense, but it still means you're restless, right? I guess. I fish my phone out of my pocket. My head's still a bit dizzy from the meds. There's a text from the doctor, and a few from Bucky. Doctor first. He applied some special gel to my antlers to keep them from growing back as fast. He says something about the anesthesia being extra intense when used with the gel. I guess someone told him I was back in my room safe and sound. Redline, maybe? No, Redline was at practice, but I don't remember talking to or about him. The details are kind of fuzzy. My head hurts. I text back, thanking the doctor, then swipe to Bucky, expecting the worst. Here's a text asking where I am. Then another one hoping that I'm alright, that he missed me in practice. I mean, it's nice as hell, even if I don't deserve it. I wasn't supposed to miss the class, but I did, and I feel kind of shitty about it. I'll have to apologize when I see him tomorrow. I'd go down now, but it's already late afternoon. I don't know where he'd be when classes are over. Redline huffs, shaking his controller bit at the game. You alright there? Oh yeah, no, I just dropped a combo! I'm still a bit rusty still. Sitting up, I get a better look at his screen. Some kind of fighting game is rapidly playing out. Some anime fox using her tails to rapidly stab her opponents. Some fat alligator man. Looks pretty old. Stand up and stretch my torso out while Redline's screen flashes. Judging by the look on his screen, I guess he won. He looks up at me. Wanna play? I've got a second controller. I'm gonna go for a walk, actually. Oh, okay, can I go? I'd rather go alone. My phone buzzes with another text message. Please come to room 108 immediately. Well, that's ominous. What's up? Apparently someone needs me down in room 108. What? Who? Unlisted number. Oh, dude, weigh in. Weigh in? He doesn't look away from his screen. Yeah, man, you know, it's like tradition, you know? Well, yeah, but I didn't think I'd have to do it with my whole situation. Yeah, it is kind of weird, but I think it's required, even for freak cases like this. Guess I have no choice. It's those office rooms by the med bay, right? Yep, I can walk you down if you want. I'm good. A quick sniff of my shirt and my shoes to see if they reek from the nap, and I head out the door while Redline is still distracted by his game. This seems to be the place. There's a few people inside, so I go in. It's dark in here. There's a camera crew off to one side with a few people wandering around, setting something up. Against the back wall is a little stage, a few steps high, with all lights and cameras pointed on it. Bruce is up there, dressed in his fight gear, tapping through his phone. Someone says something to him and he grunts something back. Theodore, who I guess has been here the whole time, hops up to me with a little bag under his arm.
It's good to see you, Alex. Are you well after your nap today?
What is all this? I'm not going to ask how he knows about my nap. Word probably travels quick down here. Theodore holds out the bag.
Your gear's in here. Please change and get up on the scale.
A pair of shorts and gloves are in here. I look back up at him, then to the camera setup. And all this?
It's for promotional material, advertisements and all that.
I furrow my brow. Thought I already took a bunch of ads way back when, before I even came down here.
Yes, but the championship fights, they're special.
I sigh. Alright, is there a changing booth? Hey, is that the kid? My ears twitch and I turn to face some guy behind the camera. Get changed and get up there. We've got more shit to get to. You want me to change here in front of everyone? Think we haven't seen a dude in his shorts before? Get a move on. Wouldn't be as bad if I was wearing my briefs. But I put my jock on earlier in preparation for class. Nobody else seems to be watching, except Theodore, who looks really uncomfortable. That's not anything new. I can feel my face get hot as I slide my shirt and shimmy my pants down quickly. I scramble to put my shorts on, and when I look up, no one's even noticed. Okay, good. Theodore guides me up to the stage, which has two giant metal plates on the floor side by side. I guess these are the scales? Bruce is standing on one, idly staring at his phone. His attention turns to me as I climb up the steps and flashes a smile. Didn't think you'd actually show up, runt! Kinda thought you pussied out, right, guys? He lets out a laugh, and a few of the folks' camera crew laughs along. I remain silent. Some people walk up to the front of the stage and fiddle a bit with the screen on the front. A display turns on at the back of the room, showing us what the cameras are recording. What? Got nothing to say? Nothing I say is going to make you stop talking. A man behind a video camera pokes his head up. Bruce chuffs. I'm sure I can make you stop talking real quick, kid. You must think you're cute, challenging me again. What? Challenging you? They assign me to... Yeah, keep running your mouth. Just don't say anything stupid. He lowers his voice, growling those last few words. Alright, guys, hold still. Bruce is standing with one hand on his hip, the other arm pumping a bicep. Chest proudly puffed out for the cameras. I just sort of stand there, seething. A few seconds pass by and the screens in front of our scales display a green check mark. Bruce flashes a grin and poses, flexing both biceps up by his head. At that moment, a bunch of digital cameras start clicking, capturing photos across the room. The guy behind the video camera clears his throat. He lifts his head over the camera and glares at me. I guess he wants me to pose too. I copy Bruce's pose. It's your first time, kid? You never posed for the cameras before? No. Yeah, don't worry about it too much. I'll make sure there'll be nothing left to pose with after this Saturday. Hang on. I will be right back. And I'm back. Fucking. I am disrespectfully staring in a disrespectful manner. There is nothing respectful about the amount of staring that I'm doing. Alright, and turn to face off. The dino turns to face me. I'm getting flashbacks to a month ago, when we first met. His smile's a lot bigger this time around. He stands there for a minute while cameras click and take photos, simply staring me down. Then he steps forward, bumping me with his chest. Try to stand my ground, but he takes another step and I'm forced to move backward. Go! Yeah, kid. He towers over me, nearly blocking out the light behind him. You're fucking dead, little man! Something inside me boils over, and I shove my hands against his body. A grip circles around the room, and I see Bruce's expression go from happy to wildly jovial. Even I know putting hands on someone before the fight is a big no-no. I hop back, planting my foot awkwardly on one of the steps leading down from the stage. That seems to have been a good idea as Bruce was reaching out to grab me as I moved. My footing is uneasy though, and in a split second, I slip, falling back on my ass with a heavy thud. Whatever Bruce had to say about my shove had been completely washed over by how loud he and the crew were laughing at me. Any rage I had quickly simmered back down to pure embarrassment. Holy shit, kid. You sure don't want someone in your own weight class? He starts flexing again, pacing on the stage as the cameras track him.
Alex, are you?
Theodore's hopped back to my side, trying to pull me up to my feet. He doesn't offer much resistance, but I manage to get back up. Are we done here? Can I go back to my room? The rabbit looks around, seems the crew is packing up and putting things away. Some making idle chat with Bruce.
Yes, you can head back.
Cool. He sounded like he had more to say, but I don't wait around to hear it. I grab the bag that has my clothes, now neatly folded, inside and stomp back up to my room. I march back inside, dropping face down onto my bed. Redline is still playing his game. He doesn't look away as I walk past. So, how'd it go? Sucked. I'm sorry to hear. Did you want me to go with you next time? How the hell would that help? No. I lay silent, rolling over to face the ceiling, listening to the sounds of Redline's video game. After a while, he closes the laptop. I'm gonna go grab dinner with the guys. You should come with. It'll be fine. Might head up to the pool later, maybe swing by the beach for some drinks. I'll pass. There's a bit of a pause. Are you sure it might help get your mind off things? Go ahead. Well, if you say so, I'll save a seat for you, okay? I hear him shuffle around a bit before leaving. This all just feels like a bad dream, but if my sore ass is any proof, I'm wide awake. The fight's in 3 days. What am I supposed to do if I can't even move him? Bucky's voice rings in my head. Full confidence, Xander. Whenever you doubt yourself, you gotta make yourself be confident, even if it ain't real. Fake it till you make it, that sort of thing. And you keep that confidence till it becomes real, you understand? If you doubt yourself, you lose focus. You lose focus, you take a hit. It all snowballs until you end up beating the canvas. So, I'll ask you now. You're fighting Bruce. Are you gonna win? I breathe in for a heavy sigh. My chest quakes like I'm about to cry. I feel like I should cry, actually. My body doesn't seem to make it want to come, though. I have no choice but to get back up and fight. I have no choice. You all set? As I'll ever be. It's fight night. Can't say I'm exactly confident in what's about to happen, but there's no turning back now. In the hallway toward the immersion chamber, there's a few doors off to either side that branch off. Inside each is a sizable room with a few screens, loads of seating, and a staircase leading down. Up, up, no! No, the fucking Konami code. The staircase is reserved for some fighters and VIPs. Pretty much anyone the fighter allows to follow them down to prepare for the fight. Take the staircase down through a few hallways leading to an elevator, and that takes you down to the main arena. It can be a bit of a maze, but it helps isolate the fighters. Everyone else stays behind to watch the fight on the TVs. The doors to the staircase stay locked until the fight is over. There actually is an alternate entrance through the medbay, but they'd rather that be freed up for fighters that need it. Bucky and I walk down early to avoid the rush, hopefully to help calm my nerves. It's not really helping, but I guess it's better than getting heckled by the rest of the guys. His hands are massaging my shoulders as we stand in front of the elevator, waiting for the attendant to take me down. You're gonna do great! He's practically whispering in my ear. I think he can tell how nervous I am. At least my shaking arms are giving it away. You know the plan? Yes. I spent the last few days figuring out an effective strategy for handling Bruce. It worked in practice, at least on the guys available to us in my class, but still, there's no telling if it'll work on him. Hey. His hands cover mine, gripping it tight. He kneels down, staring into my eyes. You're shaking. Listen to me, Xander. Even if this doesn't work out, we'll find a way. He's speaking softly, tenderly, the low timbre resonating up through my arm into my chest. And if it gets too dangerous out there, tap out. I take a shaky breath. It's hard to look him in the eye. He can't train you up to beat this if you let yourself get broken too badly, okay? Obviously you won't get beat, right? He claps my shoulder and smiles warmly. Bruce plays by the rules, but sometimes he can get a little careless. If it gets too scary or if you feel like you're in serious danger, tap out. We'll recoup and find another way, okay? Alright? I never liked tapping out, not that I need it too often, but even still, it always just felt like quitting. With no referee down here to facilitate the fight, it's up to the fighters to determine when a fight is done. Bruce certainly isn't going to stop until I'm incapacitated, so I'm the only judge of how much I can take. But how much is enough? If I'm still conscious, doesn't that mean I should keep fighting? What happens if he breaks a bone? Would I still be awake? Would that even stop Bruce? Bucky's warm expression has changed to be more confident. Alright. You kind of stared off into space there, Xander. I shake myself back into it and nod. Understood, I'll do my best. That's all anyone can ask of you. Bucky hugs me. He is warm and his body is soft. We stay like this for a moment. I don't feel as shaky anymore. The elevator dings and the doors start to part. Bucky stands back up and steps behind me. You're gonna do great! I step onto the elevator next to the attendant. Knock him dead, Xander! Well, not actually that, but you know... The doors shut while he stammers to correct himself. It's clear now that my confidence wasn't fake enough to convince Bucky that I could do this either. But is tapping out really the only way to survive this without a concussion? Or worse? Submitting to my opponent really isn't my thing, hasn't been for a while. Used to get told off for giving up too early. I don't want to disappoint Bucky like that. But he's the one suggesting it. God, this sucks. All the while the attendant has been listing off the rules for the fight. Same as it ever is. We get to the bottom and I deposit myself into the empty arena. The lights come up and... It's like deja vu at this point. I wait behind the line for Bruce to step out. I learned from watching the other guys' fights these last few weeks that the commentators are doing some sort of preamble right now for broadcast viewers. It's all being live streamed in real time, so I just wait around until the show starts. Sure enough, the doors opposite me open and Bruce steps out and moves towards his line. Oh, hi, bitch. He's got that same cocky grin as always. Well, well, back for round 2, little man. Well, maybe second half of round 1. Barely lasted long enough to call that last fight a full round. He glares, waiting for a reaction. I just stare back. Not too chatty today, huh? No fun little quips or scared explanations? Nothing? A short pause before he realizes I'm not saying anything. Then he steps to the center of the ring, taking a boxer's stance. Alright then. Come on, Xander. He spoke under his breath, just loud enough for me to hear it. Your fans are waiting. Deep breath in, and out. My guard comes up as well. That seems to elicit a smile from Bruce. I cross the line into the ring, and the buzzer goes off. Bruce watches me approach, his body unmoving, but as I get too close, he moves in. I step back immediately on the defensive. He laughs. "You're so scared of me, that's adorable. What's the matter, kid? That you're training hard. You don't gotta be scared of the big bad Bruce. He'll end you nice and quick." He steps out on that last word, his massive fist firing forward. I lean to the side, evading the blow. His rear fist aims for my face, only to whiff completely as I sway to the opposite side. Ducked down this slow, this close to his unprotected body, I fire a few shots out before circling behind him, backing up to create some distance. It didn't seem to have any effect. Bruce is unfazed as he follows me to the center of the arena. "Not bad, kid. Why don't you come a little closer?" "Having trouble hitting me?" "Not in a million years." His face sort of tightens up at that. He carries himself confidently, so I need to make him vulnerable, get his guard down. It's a dangerous game, but if I can bait out that anger, I can get him where I need him. He reaches out for me. I parry at his wrist, making sure to keep my limbs outside his grab range. With his arm outstretched, I duck down, peppering that body with more blows before circling out once again. I'm lucky this arena is so wide. Even with the beast like Bruce, I've got space to move freely. I can even step over the line as long as I get back in quickly. "You just can't sit still, can you?" "You can't hit me, though." He scowls. "Alright, smartass, you wanna bet?" I don't waste the time to respond, already moving in as he speaks. My fists thump against his body uselessly. I can tell he's getting slightly more pissed, though, as I immediately back out of the position. His desperate grab comes down, reaching for my frame, only to hit the space I once occupied. "Jumpy kid!" Bruce stomps forward, throwing a single fist for my head, only to have it meet thin air. If he can't hit me, I can't go down. I take a step back, Bruce takes a step forward. His rear fist pistons forward at breakneck speed. I blink, barely able to react by leaning my head back. Wait, is it head or hand? Leaning my head back. The gloved fist misses, narrowly coming up short to my snout by a few centimeters. A powerful gust of wind whips against my face. I take a step back, Bruce grunts, twisting his torso to one side. His leg starts to lift for a kick. Now's my chance. With my back to the line of the ring, Bruce probably figures he can corner me and keep me out of the space. He's trying to send a front kick and force me out. The foot explodes forward, but I'm already moving forward before he reaches to pivot. I pivot to my left, getting around to Bruce's side. I force my torso against his abs with as much weight as I can muster, trying to knock him off balance. Seems successful, the dinosaur now needing to lean forward on his outstretched leg to stay standing. With Bruce leaning forward now, almost bent over, I leap onto his backside. My arms tangle around his neck and immediately start tightening. I hear him choke up, his arms reaching for mine to contest the hold. I constrict even further, gritting my teeth as my biceps dig into his throat. This forces another cough from Bruce. His throat vibrates with a growl. My arms pull in forcefully, holding that choke as hard as I'm able. Bruce's thick fingers can't wedge their way between my arms and his neck. If he can't get a grip on my arm, there's no escape. He coughs out a bit of a chuckle, walking around with me on his back now. A hand moves to my elbow, which quickly drops down to his shoulders. I can't afford to give him an ounce of leeway. His coughs are getting desperate now, his breathing slowed in an effort to conserve oxygen. The beast pauses, freezing in place in the center of the ring. I'm praying for the tap out. Bruce starts to lean backwards. I can't just release this hold I risked so much for, but the beast is definitely falling now. Fast, with me in the perfect place to cushion his fall. I just have to hope I can withstand the fall! We land with a nasty crash, my head getting whiplash and rocking into the hard cement floor. I cry out, desperately clinging onto Bruce. When my shoulders are pressed into the floor, I feel my hold loosen, granting Bruce just enough space to squeeze his grip underneath. He pulls my arm away effortlessly, taking in a heavy breath and growling it out. "Ah, love the stunts, kid! You alive back there?" I don't bother responding. I think my head is bleeding from the impact, but I can't check right now. All I can do is pull my hold tighter, fighting uselessly against Bruce's grip. He grunts and pulls my arms to either side, rolling over on top of me. Our eyes meet again. He's breathing heavy, blowing hot air out of his snout. His body is heavy. But through that breath, he's showing off a toothy grin. The grip on my arms tightens, forcing the bones to strain. "Now, what are we gonna do with these?" He shakes my arms a bit. The grip loosens and I swing at his jaw, only for Bruce to force my forearm down against my neck. "Ah, still awake, huh? Can't risk you trying something cute. Let's rip him off!" His form rises up a bit, one hand keeping my arm pressed into my throat. He takes my left wrist as he crawls over to that side. Bruce turns perpendicular to my body, straightening my arm out against his abs. Both of his tree trunk legs drop onto me, forcing another gruff choke out of me. "Say goodbye!" With a firm pull on my arm, pain shoots straight down my wrist into my shoulder. Okay, this is actually fucked up. He's bending my elbow backwards, pulling on my arm hard enough to dislocate or worse. I cry out in agony, trying to lift his legs off my chest. Careful, Runt! He locks my ankles, occasionally sealing his armbar position to leverage more pain into me. Joints are bending, muscles are pulling far worse than anything I've experienced. My grunts and growls turn into desperate cries. He's going to break it. He's going to break my arm again. I'll have to start over again. And again. If it doesn't stop, I'll lose all the progress I made. I have no choice. Free arm reaches up, tapping against Bruce's ankles 3 times. A tap out, a submission, and a mission of defeat. The instant he feels those taps, the hold loosens and the pain stops, but the hold doesn't release. He growls. What's that, kid? Do it again! His grip tightens, but he doesn't pull the arm. Still, the pain is definitely raw, so I start tapping again, growling as he taunts me. Second set of taps makes Bruce release entirely, throwing my damaged arm over my sweaty, exhausted body. There we go! Bruce rises up, pushing up off the ground to get to his feet, both his arms raised in celebration. He's posing for the cameras, yelling and cheering about his victory for the crowd. I lean back, closing my eyes and rubbing my shoulder. I don't think it's broken, but it definitely hurts. God, this sucks! But at least I'm alive! Bruce is still pacing. I can feel his footsteps wander aimlessly around me as I rest. They're getting closer now. A heavy weight drops down onto my chest. Something breaks, I think. I don't know, it hurts to breathe. My eyes shoot open, looking up at the man towering over me. Oh, fuck. Did he just fuck up? Did Bruce just fuck up? Did he just do a fucky wucky? Ah, shit. I think that's a big no-no. Bruce is staring down, eyes wide, frozen in place. His cocky grin is gone, replaced with a lost expression. His foot lifts up off my body, now moving to stomp down next to me. My ribs. You... What the fuck? Try to raise my voice, hoping to sit up, only for indescribable pain to pulse from the center of my body. My body collapses, sucking in wheezy breaths. Bruce straightens up, closing his eyes and moving over me towards his elevator. I'm in too much pain to try and call out. The doors open behind me, and I can hear a few people make their way toward me. Easy, Alex. Rage. Just relax. Try not to take any deep breaths. I bite my tongue for my own sake and close my eyes. It was either exhaustion or shock that carried me to sleep. I don't know which is better. The sleep didn't last too long, though. Alex, good to see you. I sip air in slowly, glaring at the feline walking into my room. It's hard to get a full breath without... Gah, fuck! A sting of pain streaks up from my torso. That'll teach me to try to take a deep breath. Drayden looks uncomfortable, with a half smile. Wow, okay, message received, Alex. Ribs! He straightens up, moving to my bedside immediately. What happened? He broke my fucking ribs, Doc! What else do you want? Another stabbing pain down my side. I grit my teeth and lay back, growling. Shit, okay, lay back and try to relax. Drayden moves swiftly to the other side of the room, throwing open a cupboard on the wall and rummaging around. He returns to my bedside holding 2 pillows. He pauses, looking around frantically. Shit, hang on. What? Water, for the pills. That was a fucking take 'em dry! I'm about to scream. Drayden drops the pills into my hand, and I nearly toss them into my mouth. They're a little big, but I managed to choke them down. I know! By the time they go in, Drayden returns with a little paper cup of water. I guzzle that down too, crumbling the cup and laying back against my pillow. Grabs a clipboard at the end of my bed and flips through it. Yeesh, no kidding. What? We're gonna need a chest x-ray, maybe a CAT scan too. I don't know if that was his way of trying to make some stupid joke about him being a cat. I just grunt and close my eyes. So it probably hurts to breathe. Obviously. But I don't want you to try holding your breath or anything, okay? It sucks, I know. Those pain meds should start kicking in soon. It won't be perfect, but you'll feel a lot better. For now, I need you to keep breathing. Just take it slowly, and don't worry about moving around until the pills are in. Can't you just hook me up to the IV? Or whatever you did last time? He shakes his head. We need to assess what's wrong first before we can treat it. But for the time being, just lay back and breathe. This sucks. I don't want to lay back and wait. I want to fight. Hang on, I'll be right back. Hey man, I take dry pills. Anyways, actually, I'm back. Back to the story. This sucks. I don't want to lay back and wait. I want to fight. I want to go back to my room and sleep the shitty night off. I want to breathe without feeling like I'm getting stabbed. I want to... Ugh. Whoa. I can breathe just fine. Drayden smiles. Looks like the meds kicked in. How are you feeling? I'm fine. I feel really sleepy. Definitely not from exhaustion, though. Just something else. I can feel a smile creep across my face. Drayden lets out a little chuckle. Looks like it. Codeine will do that to a person. Haha. Maybe I should have gotten some last time. He shakes his head, still smiling. I'll be dead on the ground long before any of my patients develop a taste for this stuff. Emergencies only. Now come on, we're gonna get you scanned. This will be the second cat I've scanned tonight. Drayden gives me a weird smile. Jokes, huh? I'm learning more about you every day. He helps me out of bed and onto my feet. It's a little hard to walk, but I managed to follow Drayden's orders pretty well given my condition. I spend the night in the med bay. The sleep was alright for the most part, and by the time I woke up, I was already getting hooked up to their meds. So, some good news. No lung puncture and only 2 ribs got damaged. Hooray! The problem is that the fractures aren't exactly clean, so it'd be a speedier heal if it was a clean break. I guess that's what happens when a 300-pound man tries to collapse your rib cage. Overall, it could have been a lot worse. I'd say you got lucky. Drayden seems to catch my glare, wiping the smile from his face. Still, I never expected Bruce to do a dirty blow like that. He can get out of hand sometimes, but I've never seen him try anything after the fight's already over. Doesn't surprise me. What do you mean by that? He's been an asshole this whole time, aside from the whole nearly killing me in the ring. Came back after my first fight to make fun of me in medbay, and a few days later, I paused. I haven't thought about what happened that day, but even just mentioning it managed to freeze me in my tracks. Alex? I shake myself back to Drayden. The heart rate monitor I'm hooked up to is going crazy. Are you alright? I'm fine. Drayden rolls his eyes. And your heart rate just spiked for the hell of it? I said I'm fine! Another attempt to sit up was met with stabbing pain up my body. I groan and lay back. Well, we've got plenty of time to talk on it. Seems that you're stuck here all day. What's going on? Drayden's sitting one leg crossed over the chair, clipboard propped up on his knee, pen in hand. It's quiet aside from my monitor. A flash of that moment creeps down my spine, Bruce staring me down as the world watches in anticipation. It's nothing, really. Redline and I were eating lunch, and a clamor outside the door catches my attention. Drayden seems to notice it too as he turns toward the entrance to my room. Speak of the devil, Redline forces the door open, standing in the doorway. The door swings open, slamming against the wall, and then back into Redline with the same force. Now, skipping a beat, Redline pushes it open again and holding it firmly against the wall to keep it from flinging back again. Redline.
What the hell was that?
Dr. Drayden, this is Redline. Yeah, hi. Thank you for bursting into my patient's room unannounced. I assume security let you through. I don't think I've heard Drayden sound so unhappy. Redline turns to face him. I'm Xander's roommate. That's not what I asked. Redline stops for a moment, thinking, then turns to me. I was going to come last night, but security said your room was off limits. Again. Not what I asked, but I'll assume the answer is yes. Redline, meet Dr. Drayden. Oh yeah, we already met in passing. We talked a bit the first time I was here. I remember that. I was trying to get to my patient's room, and you were just chatting up a storm. Good to see his behavior is consistent with other people. Means I don't have to deal with it alone. Still, Drayden seems to have a kinder tone in his voice now. Seem to hit it off pretty well, actually, talking to each other like it's no problem. Redline says something funny and Drayden laughs. I'm surprised you even remembered after all these months since we talked. But I'm afraid you caught me and Alex in the middle of... Alex? They both stop for a beat and I can feel my stomach tighten. Yes, Alex. He gestures to me. That's Xander. They both look at each other, then to me. Ugh, I sit up. Yeah, Alexander Mason is my legal name. Drayden shifts uncomfortably, looking down at his clipboard. Right, that's what I have here, Alexander Mason. You told me it was Xander, though. I hate this. Yeah, right, yeah, that's what I like to be called. Oh, why didn't you tell me? I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. Now that they know, it's all they're ever going to call me. They're both quiet for once. I guess they're waiting for an answer. I can't look at them. I didn't think it would matter. My name is Alex, so you call me Alex. I get it. Well, no. Not when you want to be called Xander. Drayden scribbles some lines on his clipboard, then writes a bit more. Should have told me when you met, Xander. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what to say. That knot is still tugging at my chest, but I should be feeling relief. Sorry. Drayden smiles. Redline smiles too, but that seems to be his default mood. Nothing to apologize for. I think we're all good here, Xander, but no more secrets from me, okay? I'm your doctor. I need to know these things. Right. Sure thing, doctor. And if you don't, I'll call up Redline. Oh no. He'll tell me everything. I'll tell him all about your terrible sleeping habits. Oh? I go to bed way before you do. Yeah, exactly. You never hang out with me and the boys. Terrible habits. They both laugh at that, and I find myself laughing too. It's nice. I don't laugh that often down here. Laughing has its consequences though, the pain reminding me that my ribs did break just the night before. I think Drayden sees my reaction, judging from the uncomfortable look on his face. Redline stayed for a bit to chat, and Drayden had to leave for some other important doctor business, so they both left eventually. And Redline brought my phone down so I could at least watch some videos to pass the time when there was nothing on TV. Wish the network is better down here though, I'm barely scraping by one bar. Not cause honestly I do the same thing. Wait! The new Bluey episodes are on Disney Plus? I'm sorry. Damien, could you repeat that? Shit, I know what the fuck I'm watching tonight. A day passed, enough time for my ribs to make a recovery on the proper meds. I didn't mind the silence, especially when talking leaves my chest hurting. So, that's it? All cured? Well, yes, technically. Is there a catch? So, yes, sort of. Bones are weird, Xander. He takes a pause that's long enough to make me think that was a full statement. I start to say something, but he continues. Especially with breaks like yours, it's hard to tell if it's completely fully healed. They might look clean on the x-ray, but there could still be fractures. Yeah. I've only broken a bone once. I'm gonna go into story time. I've only broken a bone once, and it was self-inflicted. Not in the sense of, oh, I hurt myself, like, because my mental health is absolute dog shit. No, it's not because of that. So, please don't ban me. So, Twitch or YouTube, please don't ban me for that. I did not hurt myself because my mental health was shit. I hurt myself falling. And so, at my high school, there are these, there's these bleachers. We were in the fucking... It was during gym class. I fell. Okay, so, I like to do this thing in gym class. Yeah, I'm alright. I used to do this thing in gym class, where I would grab a ball and I would kick it and see how high it would go. I would do that for the entire 45 minutes of class. Well, I once kicked the ball and it landed on the folded up bleachers in the gymnasium. So, my dumbass, and this is a reason why, for the rest of that school year, we weren't allowed to climb the bleachers that were folded up. This is why. I climb up the bleachers and I grab the ball and I toss it down. Then I start climbing down. Well, I lost my grip on one of the handlebars. And I fell. Well, in case it wasn't clear, in case you haven't seen it, I am not exactly the lightest person. I am not the lightest person on Earth. And I fell on my left arm. And I broke my arm. It hurt like hell for exactly 5 seconds. For like 5 or 10 seconds, it hurt like hell. And then it went numb. The only feeling I had was the feeling of ice on my arm as I laid down on the gymnasium, just existing. I was laying down there for like 5 minutes. No, I think it was closer to like 10 minutes. When my dad came and picked me up, Went to the doctor's office, got it scanned, and they were like, yeah, that shit's broken. Go to the hospital, get it put in a splint. Month and a half later, it's in a cast. 2 months later, it's in a brace, and then it's good now. But that injury was like, holy shit, almost 6 fucking years ago. It was a while ago. No, not 6 years ago. Like, come September of 2024, it'll be 7 years. Anyways, back to the story. Especially with breaks like yours, it's hard to tell if it's completely fully healed. You look clean on the x-ray, but there could still be fractures. So, it's still broken. So I just need you to be careful, Xander. If you push yourself too far and your wounds aren't healed, they're going to open again and you'll end up right back in that hospital bed. Not that I don't like having you around, of course. But I think we all want to see you up and fighting again. I'll see what I can do. I have no idea what my next fight is, so I can't really meter out how hard I would need to be training for next time. Maybe Bucky can help with that. The last fight was only about a month after my first, and I've already wasted 2 days recovering. I need to get moving. Just do your best. Sure. And be careful, I don't want to see you back here again. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. Right. It definitely feels weird walking now. Maybe I just never paid attention to it before. My breathing feels different. Maybe I got used to whatever fucked up position my ribs were in these last few days and just forgot about it. Or maybe I've got myself thinking too hard on what breathing even feels like and now I can't stop feeling it. Breathing, blinking, I even start to become aware of my clothes making contact with my skin. Ugh, feels weird. Shake it off, shake it off. Just want to get some lunch in me and get back to training. It's been a few days, but I'm still feeling a little raw from how that fight ended up. I had him. I could feel it. It wasn't as humiliating as a knockout, but at the same time, having to submit twice was just salt in the wound. Wouldn't have been as bad if he didn't try to kill me after I already submitted. God, just thinking about how that gets me angry. I need to take this out on a punching bag or something. Still hurts to breathe a bit. Maybe I need to slow down. First things first, lunch. Ugh. And Redline with this gaggle of friends. I don't want to answer all the questions I'm sure they'll have. My chest already hurts from breathing. I can't imagine what talking that much will do. Stomach grumbling, I should just shut my brain off and wait until my body carries me to the cafeteria. There we go. I see Redline in his usual spot with his friends. Gonna stop a bit for the ad. Want to break from the ads. This fucking chair. So noisy. Love it. Can't crack my back properly in this thing. It sucks. Alright. There we go. I see Redline in his usual spot with his friends. The hyena's sitting upright, looking like he wants to say something. His tail is going crazy. Every time he speaks up, someone says something louder and his voice peters out, waiting for his turn to talk. We're gonna leave off here tonight. Always take your time. Be sure to take your time doing anything. You will not regret it. Anyways, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.